Splatoon 3 is a really fun multiplayer game, but its story mode is actually a lot deeper than what some people actually see on the surface. There's a lot of lore tied to it, and we talked about lots of the lore already, but there's still so much we barely scratched the surface. And one of the things that I want to talk about is a mystery surrounding a certain mode in the game, and that mode is Salmon Run. If you completed the story already, or at least got close to the end, you probably already know who the main antagonist is, and yep, it's Mr. Grizz from Salmon Run, the CEO of Grizzco Industries. It's safe to say that it didn't really end real well for him. But thanks to that ending, it really does leave a lot of questions on the table, like what is going on with Grizzco, who's the new leader, is Grizzco done, what's going on with the Salmonid, and why are we still working for them? There's so many questions, but I believe I have some of the answers, or at least some theories for you guys today. So if you're excited to hear about these Salmon Run and Mr. Grizz theories, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Splatoon 3 and Nintendo in general, and also to help us reach 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You guys are awesome, and let's get on to the Grizzco theories. I made tons of videos of what happened here in the lore and how everything came to be, but I'm just going to summarize real quick the kind of main plot point in a very basic way. Mr. Grizz, the leader of Grizzco, is the main villain of this mode. Yep, same exact Mr. Grizz from Salmon Run. And he's been hiring unsuspecting inklings and octolings in order to do his dirty work for him, killing all the salmonid, getting power eggs, and getting golden eggs for him to make his fuzzy ooze, which then turns everybody and everything into mammals because he wants to turn the entire world back to mammals again. So he will take all of his fuzzy ooze into space and try to throw it all over the earth and just kind of mammalize everything. But of course, we stop him with the help of some friends and some, unlikely friends such as DJ Octavio, and end up completely detonating him in space. Mr. Grizz gone, there's clearly no Salmon Run or Grizzco anymore, right? That's just a problem. It's still here. But if you beat the story mode, you'll notice some little slight changes with the game. And one of the first changes you'll notice is the Mr. Grizz statue is now replaced. Instead of Mr. Grizz having a salmonid in his mouth, it's now a salmonid with Mr. Grizz in his mouth. The question is, why is this place still open for business? After all, the whole time we were working for Mr. Grizz, which was the villain, in order to, change everybody into mammals, that's why he needed to kill these guys. Why are we still working for them? Why are we still killing salmonid, which seem to be innocent creatures? We still party up, jump on the helicopter, and back onto the island every single time in order just to wipe out tons of waves of these creatures, and it's really confusing. What's interesting about this is Mr. Grizz still speaks to you through the intercom, which is very interesting as well, considering the fact that he's dead, right? In the actual game sense, it doesn't really make sense because, yeah, they couldn't really have this side Salmon Run mode and kind of change it after the player beats the story mode. So, I mean, I get why Mr. Grizz is still just talking normally. But as far as the story aspect, why is Mr. Grizz talking? Why are we still getting instructions from him, and why are we still killing salmonid? Well, there's a couple theories out there, and some of them are quite interesting ones. Now, for the first one, let's go back in the story again. Remember when I said Mr. Grizz blew up from that rocket ship? I mean, you can visually see that he blows up from that rocket ship. But apparently, he's still alive. You can see him floating around Earth in the credit sequence of the story mode after you completed the game, which shows maybe there's something else going on here. He's holding on to a giant pile of fuzzy ooze, so maybe that's what's keeping him alive and what kept him alive from the explosion in the first place. Well, maybe Mr. Grizz is still alive and plotting his next attack by having the inklings and octolings still collect more golden eggs for him to, kind of go through his plot once again. I know at the end of the story he kind of gave up and said, I guess it's just not meant for mammals to return back to Earth, but maybe he just lied, or maybe he realized, hey, I'm still alive, let's keep this thing on the roll, and maybe he's still in some type of secluded area running Salmon Run and Grizzco from afar. I don't know, but that definitely could still be the case. Maybe he needs golden eggs for something else. Maybe he just wants to get pure revenge at the inklings and octolings and realizes in order for his plan to go through, he's got to kind of kill them all. Or maybe he doesn't even care about his plan to remammalize the Earth and he just wants revenge on the inklings and octolings. That definitely could be the case, and maybe just getting golden eggs in order to power up super, robot devices or different attacks that he plans on launching towards the cities and towards the homes of these inklings and octolings. That could be a plot line for the next Splatoon, who knows? I mean, after all, we have seen DJ Octavio blow up at least 3 to 4 times already and still survive, and even get imprisoned into snow globes and still come out. So, I don't think a character is ever gone in the world of Splatoon, and clearly we saw Mr. Grizz is still alive. What if I told you a mammal was still running this Grizzco organization, but it wasn't Mr. Grizz? Well, normally you'll see Judd and Little Judd call the match at the end of each multiplayer game. It's the same thing we've seen even from Splatoon 2. There's not much else to talk about. It's just two cats. But only after you complete the story mode, it changes what he looks like in the multiplayer matches now. It adds a microphone headset to him. The question is, why else would they change this only after the story mode completion? It has to tie into Grizzco and obviously Mr. Grizz as well, right? Does that mean that Little Judd is actually acting like Mr. Grizz and talking to the Inklings and Octolings and giving them orders, technically making him the new villain? I don't know, but after all, we do know that cats do love salmon. It's one of the few fish they like because they normally go for more oily style of fish, and that's just like a little fact that I had to throw in there. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe Little Judd is just hungry and he really wants some salmon to eat. I don't know. What if he could be picking up from Mr. Grizz and actually wants to continue the plan because, you know, he is a mammal as well, so it wouldn't have affected him or regular Judd. I don't know, it's very odd. It's even more odd that Deep Cut still announces like Salmon Run modes, and Callie and Marie and Captain Cuttlefish, old Agent 3, the new Agent 3, they all know about this and like what Salmon Run is for now, yet none of them try to stop it or kind of get rid of this mode or shut down Grizzco. Definitely is interesting nevertheless, and of course I would love to go into deeper theories talking about who this could be and maybe even talking about why Little Judd could do this in the first place and what does this mean for the future, maybe the DLC mode coming or eventually Splatoon 4. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below what you think is going on with Grizzco and this whole Salmon Run mode now and who's running it. What's up with Little Judd? Why does he have a headset now? Let me know your theories down below and you could appear in the next video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya guys.